Hello grade 8 learners! Welcome to our quarter 3 week 8 of our lesson. How are you today? Hope you're doing fine. It's another day to have some fun and learn at the same time. Brace yourself as we dig into the world of math. Today's lesson is all about application of triangle congruence. Part 1. Before we begin our lesson, let's have some quick review. Let's identify if the given figures is an isosceles triangle. The first figure is not an isosceles triangle. It is a Isosceles triangle since it has no equal sides. The second figure is an isosceles triangle. What is an isosceles triangle? Isosceles triangle is a triangle with two equal sides. And since we have here two sides equal, we have side ED and side EF. Therefore, it is an isosceles triangle. How about the third figure? The third figure is not an isosceles triangle because all of its sides are equal. What do we call the triangle when all of its sides are equal? Correct. It is called equilateral triangle. Now, let's identify the parts of an isosceles triangle. Again, isosceles triangle is a triangle with two equal sides, and that sides are called the legs. So, in this figure, the legs are side ED and side EF. The third side is called the base. In the given figure, we have here side DF as our base. The angle opposite the congruent parts or the legs is called the base angle. So, the base angle in this figure is angle D and angle F. Opposite of our base is called the vertex angle. So, we have angle E as our vertex angle. We have identified the parts of an isosceles triangle. Now, let's proceed to the isosceles triangle theorem. Isosceles triangle theorem. If two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite these sides are congruent. If side DE is congruent to side EF, then our base angles, which are angle D and angle F, are also congruent. Let's try to prove this theorem using two-column form. The first column is the statements and the reason is written in the second column. For the first statement, we have let O be the midpoint of DF. The reason? Every segment has exactly one midpoint. Since we have point O as our midpoint, then we can draw an auxiliary line EO, and the reason? 2 points determine a line. Side DO is congruent to side OF, and that is our midpoint theorem. For the statement number 4, EO is congruent to EO. And the reason is reflexive property. Number 5, we have side DE is congruent to side EF. And that is given. Number, based on the statements 3, 4, and 5, triangle DEO is congruent to triangle FEO. Since the three sides of triangle DEO is congruent to the three sides of triangle FEO. And the reason for that is the side postulate, or we have the SSS postulate. Lastly, since the triangle DEO is congruent to triangle FEO based on statement number 6, we can conclude that angle D is congruent to angle F. And for the reason, we have the CPCTC, or the congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Now, let's have the converse of the isosceles triangle theorem. And it states that if two angles of triangles are congruent, then the sides opposite these angles are congruent. If we have here angle D is congruent to angle F, therefore side DE is also congruent to side EF. At this moment, using the idea of the isosceles triangle theorem and the converse of the isosceles triangle theorem, let's answer the following example. For example number 1, if angle H is congruent to angle L, what are the two congruent segments? The two congruent segments, or the two congruent sides, are segment GH and segment GL. For example number 2, if segment GI or side GI is congruent to side GK, what are the two congruent angles? The two congruent angles are angle GIK and we have GKI. Example number 3. Solve the value of x. What are the congruent segments? We have segment GK is congruent to segment GL. So, let's solve for the value of x. Since segment GK is congruent to segment GL and the value of GK is 4x minus 6, the value of GL is 18, we have here the solution 4x minus 6 is equal to 18. Now, let's transpose 6 on the other side. So, 4x is equal to 18 plus 6. Now, we will have 4x is equal to 24. Then, we will divide both sides by 4. So, 4x divided by 4, we have x. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So, the value of x is equal to 6. For example number 4, let us solve for the measurement of angle G using the isosceles triangle theorem. So, angle G is congruent to angle K. The value of angle G is 2x minus 25 and the value of angle K is x plus 25. So we will have the solution 2x minus 25 is equal to x plus 5. Now, let us combine the similar terms. Therefore, we will come up to 2x minus x is equal to 5 plus 25. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 30. Now that we have the value of x, which is 30, let us substitute the value of x, which is 30, on the given 2x minus 25. So, angle G is equal to 2x minus 25. Angle G is equal to 2 times 30, which is the value of x, minus 25. Angle G is equal to 60 minus 25. Therefore, angle G is equal to 35. For our last example, we have triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with side AB is congruent to side AC. And the measurement of angle A is 68. Now, let us solve for the measurement of angle B. Since the sum of the interior angles of the triangle is equal to 180, we have angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. Angle A, which is 8, and we have angle B, which is unknown, so we will denote it as x, and angle C as x is equal to 180. So we have 68 plus 2x is equal to 180. Similar terms, we have 2x is equal to 180 minus 68. 2x is equal to 112. We will divide both sides by 2. So, 2x divided by 2, we have x, and 111 divided by 2, we have 56. The value of x is 56. Now, the measurement of angle B and angle C is 56. Now, let us check. The measurement of angle A is 68 and the measurement of angle B and C is 56. So we have 68 plus 56 plus 56 is equal to 180. 180 is equal to 180. Now, our answer is correct. And that's all for this session. I hope you have learned something new that will help you to answer your given activity sheet. Thank you for watching. See you again next time. And that's all for this session. I hope you have learned something new that will help you to answer your given activity sheet. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.